Hi YouTube, this is Matt from the Bluebell Model Railway channel, here for you with another Workbench video. I haven't been doing too many of these recently, but I've got a few more projects on the go now, so I can show you a few more things. And today we're looking at coaches. So this is sort of a mini workbench as well as a product review and also some other improvements as well. Today we're sort of looking at a new product. Now, most of you who will go around exhibitions, those with an eye for detail, occasionally see a rather big gap between two coaches, like this between the gangways. Obviously on actual coaches there are bellows between the two to connect the two. But there aren't anything really on the market to do this, but after looking around Facebook and coming across several little ads on various model railway Facebook groups, I found some new gangway connectors which have been designed and made by two individuals. I think it's Mark and Barry of MB Model Railway Products. Now, for those of you who have made your own gangway connectors, it is a rather fiddly and time-consuming job, and those who have done it will probably know it's probably worth sort of investing in a laser cutter or something, because if you have a lot of stock and a lot of coaches, that is quite a few corridor connectors you have to hand cut. Now, there's usually about 3 or 4 components to them: the middle bellows and the end we have to glue it onto the end of the gangway. These ones in front of me here, we have a bullied Southern Railways backman coach. You can see there are quite a big gap, about 6mm, 5 to 6mm when they're all at a stretch. Behind you see the Hornby Monsels. Again, there's a small gap there, about 2mm, not a massive amount, but it's still showing some daylight for it. Some backman coaches are quite good now. The Mark 1s, for example, are rather good and don't let too much light between them when they move around corners, etc. But for those who want to improve their older rolling stock, I came across these, which I've already mentioned, are produced by Mark and Barry at mbmodelrailwayproducts.co.uk. These are in 4mm, they're £4 for a contents of 5. I believe they're laser cut. I'm not quite sure of the material, but it looks like a very sort of dense card, but it's all been laser cut, and they basically slot together, and you only need a little bit of glue for the ends. They do various coaches, even some third rail electrical stock, but they are producing quite a few Southern types here, which I'll show one of them off, mainly the bullied ones here, because that gap is rather big. Fogwiz quite a good price for a lot of ease of work, to be honest, because if you make it yourself it takes a long time to do. So for £4 it's a small price to pay for a big difference. Now in here you get the middle bellows, which you can see here has a slot in the middle, and these sort of interconnect with another one of these, and you also have the ends here as well. You don't need too much glue, these just slot together and the ends will glue on the end and hold them together. So if we look at some of the contents here, these are some of the laser cut ends. I'm not quite sure what material it is, but it's nice and smooth, so it's not sugar paper, but it certainly looks quite compact and compressed with the fibres in the actual card or paper or whatever it is. These are the bellows, which I've already sort of bent into shape or folded. You can see, I believe this is the bottom, so it should be that way up. So that's the base, and it's a slot in the middle. Now you can see on this one, if we turn it the right way around, you see it's got a slot in the top, and you need to select 2 with a slot in the bottom and a slot in the top so they can interconnect with each other. Now these just slot together, so you push them together and then you glue one of the ends on each end, which holds the two sections together without trying to get any glue on the bellows to hold them shut, if you know what I mean, because they actually compress and contract, etc. Which is a nice little feature when it goes around corners. So I'll just assemble these very quickly. I mean, there are instructions for these on their website, which I've already mentioned, and I'll fit them together and we'll have a look at what they look like. Right, about a minute later, I've now put the two sides together. You can see here the top and the bottom are all interconnected here, and they look quite effective, to be honest. Very springy. You can see the pattern on the top. You can see how they interconnect, and you can see here the ends where you have to glue the ends on to keep them together. So I guess you can use some Pritt stick or something like that just to sort of glue it together. When you're actually fitting these to your coaches, they suggest you use a product by Deluxe Materials which is called Tacky Wax, which isn't a glue, it's just sort of, I guess it's a bit like blue tack in a way, but it's actually sticky, where you can put it on the end of your coach or gangway connector and it won't cause any damage, and it will just keep it in place. Now I guess you can also use double-sided tape if you want a more permanent fixture, but it probably will damage the product if you want to remove it and transfer it over to another coach in the future, etc. But these are a nice little product and they do look the part, I have to say. I'll glue these on next and then I'll fit them to the coach and we'll see how they look. Alrighty, so after gluing on the solid ends, which you can see there, I've now attached it to the gangway of the end of the bullied coach. Now I've only used some double-sided sticky tape to attach it, but they suggest you use Tacky Wax as I've already mentioned, but I don't have any of that at the moment, so I'll have to go and get some when I'm next near a shop that stocks Deluxe Materials. Either way, this double-sided tape doesn't hold very well anyway, so it won't cause any damage when I pull it off. But you can see it's attached, just about, and we'll see what it looks like now when we couple the two coaches up. As you can see, quite a good improvement. No lights between the two, and it looks pretty prototypical. So I do recommend these products. They're very, very good, and I think for £4 to save you a lot of sweat and hassle and cursing and swearing and various other things, cutting your own out, I think £4 for these are very, very good value for money, and a good time saving and a very quick fix to a pretty common problem with most ready to run stock. Other improvements in coaches, you can fit some passengers. These ones don't have any in at the moment, but you can pretty much get a bulk of 100 seated passengers on eBay. You can cut various legs and limbs off to make them fit onto the coach seats. I have done it in some of my Monsell coaches, but not all of them, and they cost about £4 or £5, maybe about a tenner if you get 100, and you'll sort of fill quite a few coaches up with that amount. So that's really all the things that I'm going to show you on this video, but I hope you found it useful, and I hope to see some of you try this, as it's nice, simple and easy, and does improve the look of your rolling stock quite a lot, as you can see. So thanks for watching this short-ish workbench video, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching again, and any questions or comments, just leave them in the boxes below. Thank you very much, and see you on the next one.